Hi, hey, this is Steve Priske. Say I'm copper plating the hull of the Flying Cloud clipper ship. I thought you might find this interesting as to how I'm applying these 1,200 copper plates on the hull of the Flying Cloud. It's amazing how realistic these look. They've got hundreds and hundreds of little dimples on them. Photo etched brass copper plates. They look very genuine. It's quite a laborious process. It's taken me probably about, well, maybe 4 or 5 weeks just to do the copper plating of the hull of the ship, but it's really going to be worth it because it's going to look very authentic. So let me explain a little in close-up detail how I'm doing this. All right, I'm going to show the installation of copper plates on the hull of the Flying Cloud. First off, of course, I take the sheet of photo etched brass copper plates and remove one of the little copper plates with scissors. Just snip it off. And there's these little tiny ears that end up on the edge of the copper plate that have to be trimmed away. So I trim those off. Now before putting the copper plate in place, I take my X-Acto knife and make sure and remove any excess glue and paint that was in place, because it could easily create a little bump or a place where it doesn't join up too perfectly with the edge of the other copper plates and this edge here. So I scrape away a little bit of the paint glue before putting in the next plate. Now what I'm doing is using an X-Acto knife, the real fine tip of it, so that I can get that copper plate right smack up against the previous one with no gap showing, and push down on it. Now once that's in place, holding it down with the X-Acto knife, I'm just going to put a small drop of Cryo-Sil super thin glue. Keep in mind, the minute that touches that copper plate on the wood, it's going to be glued in place. There it is. Then I'm using a flat-edged dental tool to squish out any of the glue that's underneath this copper plate. And I'll take and put one tiny other dab of glue between it and the last copper plate, and capillary action, if there's any gap, will simply suck that glue just like that right there, perfect, in between the two copper plates. Now if you notice, there's going to be an accumulation of a little bit of excess glue and fingerprints on this, and once the hull is completely copper plated, I'll take a Dremel tool and a wire brush and go along and just lightly rub across these copper plates, and it'll instantly remove any of that dirty filth and so on. And it actually removes a little of the oxidization that occurs on the copper plates that were installed maybe 2 or 3 weeks ago. You can already see that they start to change color a little bit. So there's about 1,400 of these copper plates, it seems like. I didn't think there were going to be that many for this hull of the Flying Cloud. This is a 1/96th scale ship model, about 3 foot long. So time to wash and rinse. Alright, so that's how I do the close-up, or that's how I attach the copper plates to the hull of Flying Cloud. As I mentioned, there's about 1,200 copper plates in total that are going to be installed, and I'm a little past halfway, so there's probably another 350, 400 to go. Just started another line there. And when I finish this, I'll post one more video of copper plating the hull once she's complete in about another week or so, and I'll shine it up. I'll show you how I do this with the Dremel tool and the wire brush, and the hull will look really shiny. But actually, that'll be the last time you see it that pretty or that clean, because this commission for this model is to show the Flying Cloud as she looked on her arrival in San Francisco on her maiden voyage in 1851. So after that 6 months at sea or so, actually no, 89 days at sea, she would show an awful lot of weathering on the hull. And the green that occurs naturally with copper plating exposed to salt air, that would have started to show as well. So I'm going to be weathering the hull just before I install it onto the base. So this next video on coppering the hull of the Flying Cloud will be the last one where you get to see it looking really pretty, but it'll be fun to look at it completed. All right, so thanks for checking in. Talk to you soon.